So we've talked about the best masks of horror, at least in my opinion. Now it's time we go to the opposite end of the spectrum with the worst masks in horror history. So, let's get spooky. Greetings, everyone! Hey, how you doing? My name is Nightshade. This is The Night Shift, a home for all things spooky, and today we are looking at my top 5 picks for the worst masks in horror history. Now, in the video previous to this one, I listed off my top 5 favorite masks in horror, and it's time to check out the opposite side. And there are plenty of masks to choose from. And before we even get started, I just need it to be said that these are just my opinions. If there's a mask on this list that I hate but you absolutely love, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you enjoy it. You found joy where I could not. This is just a subjective list. These are based on my personal tastes and my personal tastes alone. You know, life would be boring if we all agreed that these are the best and these are the worst. You know, it would suck. So again, these are just my opinions. Take this list with a grain of salt. And before we get into my list, I'm curious to know about you guys. What is your least favorite mask in horror and why? Sound off in the comments below. If we get enough people commenting their worst masks, I will make a follow-up video to this and we will dissect your guys' least favorite masks in horror. Now with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into my list, which is in no particular order. So let's go ahead and kick this list off with... I've said it before and I will continue to say it again. I am not a fan of the sack head slasher look. I didn't like it when Jason did it. I don't like when hardly anybody does it. Like, it just feels lazy. It just does. And the potato sack bagman mask in The Strangers is no exception. Now for me, it kind of came as a toss-up as to which mask was worse. The sack head mask or the anime girl mask. And I went ahead and went with the sack head mask because the anime girl mask at least had to have some effort behind it rather than, you know, sewing together a cheap piece of burlap and making it a mask and calling it scary. It's not scary. Well, in the context of this movie, it's not scary, but you know, if I was walking down an alleyway and saw somebody with a potato sack mask on their head and they were just charging at me, especially in if it was nighttime in today's modern society, I'd probably shit 3 bricks and run for my life. However, whenever it comes to, you know, horror movies, I feel like an effort should be made to make your antagonist scary. And for me, the potato sack, the burlap sack, just it doesn't work. It feels lazy. However, you know, if you're sold on wearing a sack head mask, at least make it look cool. Like, you know, if I were to offer any suggestion, I would rather them do, you know, a latex mask that looks like it's made out of burlap, like they did in Fear Street 2, the second film in the Fear Street trilogy. You know, it looks a lot more form-fitting, it looks a lot more menacing in that film than it did in any other film that we've seen with a sackhead killer, and it just looks a little bit better. And you know, that it is what it is. I don't like a potato sack for a mask. It just feels lazy. Moving right along in my list, we have... As much as I love this movie, I absolutely adore this film. It's one of my favorites. It's got a great concept, it's got good story, it's got great cameos, it's got solid acting, it's got good kills. It ticks almost all the boxes. But that mask looks like hot dog shit. Like, it's got potential to be cool, at least in my opinion. And if I were to fix it, I would make the mask a little bit smaller because it does make Leslie Vernon look like he's got a potato for a head. So I would make it a little bit smaller. I would make the eyes a little bit smaller, and then I would probably etch in some different textures in the mask. It's also got those little strands of hair attached to it, and I think what I would do actually would be to make it a little bit longer and make the hair a little bit rattier and make it just look absolutely disgusting, like almost Dread-like, but not quite there yet. Something akin to like Rob Zombie's Halloween Michael Myers hair. It would, like, you know, it would kind of have that Dread-like quality, but it's not dreaded. You know, it's a bad looking mask, and it sucks because this movie is so good, and I can't wait to review that. Let me go ahead and write that down. It's not good. I think with a little bit of refinement, if we were ever to get a sequel to that film, I think with a little bit of refinement, it could actually look cool, but in the state that it's in now, it just sucks, and I hate it. So next up on my list, we have... I've bitched about this thing in the review series, and I will do it again until the day I die. The Michael Myers mask from Halloween 5 is the worst in the franchise. Like, people will talk shit on the Part 4 mask and the Part 6 mask, but this one takes the cake for being the worst, ugliest piece of shit in the entire franchise. Like, I would much rather use the KMB from Halloween H2O than this mask, because what the fuck is even going on with it? Like, the texture of this mask looks whack. They could have refined it. Like, a handful of things that could have been done to make this mask look better could have helped a lot. And you know, it's a bad looking mask. It's terrible. I hate it. Oh, God, fucking hate this thing. And in order to complete my set, I have to buy this mask, and I'm going to have the worst time. But yeah, the hair, the mullet, whatever they got going on, like, the hair just looks like low quality hair. Like, the paint job on this thing is terrible and just not good. And the overall sculpt with the overly long neck that looks gross, it does nothing for me other than make my blood boil with what the fuck were they kind of thinking sort of thing. It's just a bad mask. Objectively, it's a bad mask. Like, I'm not the best sculptor in the world, for sure. Like, you know, like, this mask has its fuck ups and stuff, and you know, I plan on refining it, but like, dude, I feel like I could do a better job at that mask than whoever created it in this film, because Jesus Christ, that thing is fucking ugly. Like, I don't know who approved this thing. I don't know who looked at this mask and was like, that is Michael Myers right there, baby. But no. So next up on the chopping block, we have... I think this thing is genuinely atrocious. Like, I'm already not fond of, like, you know, masks that light up and stuff like that. I'm already not fond of those masks, but this one just takes the cake. You know, something about this mask just makes me think of cheese, like bad cheese that is spoiled. You know, it's probably the color of the mask that makes me think of cheese, but yeah, this thing looks like it's made of cheese, and I don't like it. And since the reveal of Hard Eyes is that their kink is killing, I would have leaned more towards like a gimp mask. I think that's more suited here. Like, an all black leather gimp mask I think would work better here, with like metallic rivets that were in the shape of hearts in the mask. I think that would work a little bit better. Something akin to like Bob Bassett, how he makes his masks. He made Sid Wilson's leather gas mask in the Grey Chapter, and that mask is fucking phenomenal. And, you know, again, it's a kink-based killer. You know, killing is the kink, and I think a gimp mask with, you know, hard eyes riveted into the mask would look a little bit better here. Like, literally anything else, because that mask is fucking atrocious, and again, reminds me of cheese, and I don't like it. But I have seen a lot of people out there who say they love that mask, and if you're one of them, sound off in the comments below. What is it about this mask that you like? Now, just because I don't like it doesn't mean I'm not interested in hearing why other people like things. That's, you know, that's not the point of this. I am genuinely curious to know, what is it about this mask that you like, if you do like it. Oh yeah, the Hard Eyes Killer mask. Not a fan of this mask whatsoever. The movie, it is what it is. We'll review that one soon enough. But yeah, not my favorite mask for sure. So now, with all of that out of the way, let's get into my final pick for worst masks in horror of all time. And we have... This is one of the worst masks I've seen in a long time. Now, I did just do a whole movie review on this film, and that's kind of what inspired this list here. And you know, I'm standing on business here. That mask is fucking atrocious. I've seen people that say they love it, and I just do not get the appeal. One, the mask is entirely too big and makes Johnny look like a straight up goober. He looks like a bobblehead. As a matter of fact, I'm surprised that that is not merch for In a Violent Nature, is a bobblehead Johnny, because it's the size of one. They wouldn't even have to make a comically large head because the head of this mask is comically large as is. And I can see and appreciate what they were trying to go for because, you know, old vintage stuff looks creepy inherently. However, I will say that form-fitting, it has to fit the head and be old and vintage to be creepy because, my God, that thing is fucking ridiculous. No, it looks like a praying mantis or a fly, just big fucking eyes on an already obnoxiously huge head. And yeah, I hate it. I hate it with a passion. And honestly, my only suggestion for fixing this mask is to scrap it entirely and use something else because this thing is fucking terrible. So that is my list and I'm sticking to it, but I am curious to know, what are your least favorite masks in horror? I genuinely look forward to reading those. And if we get enough people to comment their least favorite masks in horror, I will do like a subscriber version of this video. So subscribe and comment down below your least favorite mask and we will do a follow-up starring you guys. So that is just about going to do it for me. If you liked the video, let me know by leaving me a like. Comment down below what you want to see on the channel next. I will do my best to accommodate. I really will. And until next time, my name is Nightshade. This has been The Night Shift and I will see you in the next video. Stay spooky, my friends. You know, I really enjoyed doing these two top 5 videos. I think I'm going to do more of them. You know, sometimes I don't want to talk about a whole movie and review an entire movie. Sometimes I just want to talk about my favorite scenes or favorite moments in horror, favorite kills in horror, and these like top 5s really lend themselves to that. So I'll probably be doing a lot more of these after we finish up the Friday the 13th franchise. But yeah, that was a lot of fun and it didn't take a whole lot of time to do. So yeah, we'll see how the editing process goes and see if that is a permanent video type on the channel going forward. And if you're still watching, congratulations. You have made it to an elite squadron known as the Spooky Squad here on the channel. You are elite because you've watched the video all the way through and I greatly appreciate you. You are a real one and let me know that you are one of the real ones by commenting Spooky Squad 2025 in the comments below. Unless you're watching this in the future, then comment Spooky Squad and its respective year in the comments below. All right, so I got a lot more shit to film, so I will catch you guys on Tuesday. So catch ya. Peace.